Warning, cheaters may contain adult themes and strong language. Parents are cautioned that this program may not be suitable for children. Coming up on this episode of Cheaters.
They're at Flagpole Hill. Do you know where that is?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go. They're in the back. There they are.
What the are you doing?
This is not what you think.
You're naked in a park with a teenager?
From Cheaters surveillance cameras, you are about to view actual true stories filmed live, documenting the pain of a spouse or lover caused by infidelity. This program is both dedicated to the faithful and presented to the false-hearted to encourage their renewal of temperance and virtue.
You can feel in your heart when something's not right.
No other woman has made me feel the way she does.
You don't do this to the people that love you.
I can live with the truth, but I can't live with lies.
I'm lost. I feel like I'm by myself.
This is not the way we're supposed to end.
I will get to the truth.
I know this isn't easy.
I can't take it anymore.
I knew something was going down, though, man.
This has been a lie the whole time. I'm about to throw up.
Oh, hell no!
Here we go. I see you right there.
I want a hard target search.
Is this what you fucked anytime with your dart?
There he is.
Get your hands on me!
Get the camera off your...
You need to be baptized!
Calm down! Knock that off.
I saw you on the tape!
This is the price of justice.
This is like not how this is supposed
Whatever,
to work,
just
John.
go with him.
I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I do love you.
I love you, too.
Real reality television is brought to you by Cheaters Detective Agency's Private Eyes on Cheaters.
I'm Joey Greco, and thank you for watching another startling episode of Cheaters. Jennifer Norris is a woman concerned with her husband's recent coldness. For the sake of her daughter and her marriage, Jennifer requests Cheaters' expertise.
Jennifer Norris, age 32, a graduate student worried that her husband's dissertation is about another woman's anatomy.
I decided to marry Brennan because he is such a caring person. Always treated me, put me on a pedestal and made me feel like I was number one. Just such a gentleman. Brennan was very excited to be having a little girl. He's always dreamed about having a daughter and having a daughter that he can love and protect. Very important to him. Brennan's been very distant the past few months. And now when I call the office, he's too busy to talk, very short with me. Just obvious signs that something's going on. Because of the neglect that I'm feeling, I'm become very defensive and question every move he makes. Trust is a factor right now. I just don't know how I could make it alone, being a single mother. The thought of divorce has never been in my plans. We were supposed to be together forever. The man I trust and love.
If you suspect infidelity in your relationship, Cheaters licensed investigators may be able to provide you assistance. Exercise your right to be informed. Brennan Norris, age 34, a design architect suspected of drafting blueprints for a new relationship. Investigation Day 2. With dossiers in hand, detectives determine the best place to start is outside the suspect's workplace. Mobile units soon catch sight of the suspect, Brennan Norris, exiting his job and walking to his car. Trackers follow the suspect back to the home he shares with Jennifer and their daughter Amber, and he goes inside. Later, Norris exits with an unknown female. According to Jennifer's file, this woman matches the description of Amber's babysitter. The two hop into the car and drive away. After a short pursuit, they arrive at a nearby park. After some time alone in the car, the duo again pull away. They drive several miles to an unknown residence where the babysitter exits and goes inside. Norris then returns to the cozy confines of his own home. Investigation Day 4. Agents outside the suspect's office spy Norris as he leaves work. A call to Jennifer confirms that he's supposedly going out with the guys for a drink, but the honed instincts of Cheater's detectives tell them the game is on. Norris makes his way down a familiar path to the babysitter's house. Through investigation, it is discovered that the 19-year-old still lives with her parents. The babysitter, whose identity remains withheld, slinks into the passenger seat of the car, and the two coast off to a local eatery. They walk arm in arm inside and sit for a nice meal. They flirt and kiss, sitting side by side in their booth. After a late dinner, Norris and his companion make their way to a nearby cheap motel where they duck inside for a long evening together. Investigation Day 7. An internal surveillance team outside the Norris residence monitors nanny cams placed inside by a worried Jennifer. It looks like a typical evening at home. Norris watches TV while the hired help watches Amber. Norris, who's been drinking a bit, beckons to the au pair. She sits next to him on the couch, and Norris moves in for an inappropriate kiss. Amber is sitting right behind them. The sitter seems apprehensive, but gives in to his advances. A few more kisses transpire before the sitter pulls away and returns to her caretaking. Shortly afterward, Jennifer arrives home with a warm meal, and the entire clan sits down for dinner. Satiated, they clean up a bit before Norris proceeds to take Mother's helper home. A fleeting pursuit tracks the car back to the babysitter's house. Parking away from prying eyes, detectives watch the pair passionately kiss for nearly an hour before the suspect and the sitter part ways. Norris makes a pit stop at a convenience store and fills Jennifer with his lies in this recorded phone call.
Hey, honey.
What's going on?
Oh, God, you're not going to believe it. I just completely ran out of gas. Had to go to the gas station, get a gas can.
You ran out of gas?
No, I thought I could make it. I'm almost back to the car.
And get me to help you.
Honey, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. I'm just about back to the car. Everything's going to be fine. I'll be home 15, 20 minutes.
How did you run out of gas?
Then, I don't know. I thought I could make it. Listen, we'll talk about it when I get back.
Yeah, all right, fine.
Having uncovered her husband's secret life, Cheaters organizes the findings for Jennifer's examination. Coming up, the confrontation.
With her husband's predatory behavior uncovered, Cheaters rushes to inform Jennifer of his activities. Unprepared for the results, Jennifer quietly hopes for her worst fears to be false.
Jennifer, thank you for making yourself available to us and for your help in the investigation that we've been undertaking. We have information that I think will answer many of the questions that you've had. Are you ready to look at that information now?
Yes.
Jennifer, we began our investigation on this afternoon as Brennan left work, and he simply drove directly home. A short time later, he exits your house with a young lady, which we know that's your sitter.
He takes her home when she sits.
Okay. But on this evening, he didn't take her directly home. He took her to a park. They stayed in the car for a considerable amount of time. And after that, he drops her off at a residence that we later confirmed to be her home. This day was much like the previous. After arriving home and settling in, this is the information that we...
Oh my God, in front of my daughter?
Obviously, that activity seemed to make this young lady uncomfortable. And now we see you enter. You enter. He gives you a kiss, greets you, You start to prepare for dinner, and Brennan leaves, taking the babysitter home, as he typically does. Now, on this occasion, they do go directly to her home, but before going in, they spend a considerable period of time conversing out in the car. I know that you hoped this wasn't taking place. We've had a detective following him as he left your house. Let me call the detective now, and we'll see where they actually are. Hey, we just finished up with the second. There's another park that's a few miles from your home, and that's where he took her. They're not out of the car, they're in the car. They've been there for about 20 minutes. They're at Flagpole Hill, do you know where that is?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Look for the detective on the road, and they'll drive us in. Okay, we're on our way. Okay.
Hello, this is Jennifer Norris. Do you know where your daughter is? No, she's at Flagpole Hill with my husband. We're headed there now to find out what's going on exactly. You probably want to come put a leash on your trampy daughter.
Everybody out, everybody out, everybody out. Now, they're right there in the vehicle in front of us. Move it, move it, move it.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. They're in the back. There they are.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What the are you doing? What are you doing? Get the out of here. What are you doing? You son of a bitch.
Chill out, chill out.
Doing to my family. You mother. Where's that little whore? Get the away from me. You will never see your child again. You know how I'm going to see her?
Calm down.
Easy,
Don't
easy,
touch-
easy,
This
easy.
is not what you think.
Unbelievable. And you, I let you into my house with my family. I trusted you with my kid.
I love
You
you.
bitch.
She didn't do
Get
anything.
the off me. Get the
Can you control her?
I think you need to step back.
Somebody control her. Jennifer, calm down for 1 second.
Don't
Well,
speak
can
to
you
me.
explain this?
Don't.
If it wasn't what she thinks it is, what was it?
We just stopped.
Yeah, what the was it? You're naked in a park with a teenager?
Coming up, the conclusion.
What the are you doing?
This is not what you think.
You're naked in a park with a teenager? Are you kidding me?
All right.
We've been following you for a number of days.
Let go of me.
Easy, easy.
Let go of me. There are
Easy.
cameras.
Why don't we go home and talk about this by ourselves instead of
No.
for the whole world
Tried
to see?
that already. I tried that
Really?
already.
You tried that already? You never give me any time. Any time. I love Amber as
You
much
are
as
a selfish son of a bitch.
I need you too. All right?
Well, there's your little tramp. Don't speak. Shut up, little girl.
Leave her out of this, okay?
Well, she kind of put herself in the middle of things, didn't she, though?
Yeah, I'd say.
So,
How about on top of things?
and you feel honor in the seduction of a child?
Can I just go home?
Yeah. Take your little tramp home, because you're not coming back to my house. You're not coming back to my.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
There
whoa,
he
whoa,
is.
Easy,
There
easy,
he is.
easy, easy, easy.
Dad!
You shut up. Let him take care of it now. Look what you've done.
I didn't do anything. I didn't know it was that big of a deal.
Beat his ass.
Get the lights out of my... You need to chill out. Calm down. Just calm.
Bring it in.
Can someone get him off of me?
How did this get started?
I mean, I
You did these things in front of my child.
Well, we know that.
You were family to me.
I know.
You've completely destroyed this family.
Where?
Don't touch me. We have nothing else to say to each other. There's nothing you can say now.
Jennifer!
I can't believe this is happening.
Leave the camera on my face, man.
But the thing, Brennan, is it wasn't a one-time thing.
It's a one-time thing.
We've had detectives that have been following you, so we know when you're supposed to be out with the guys in happy hour.
We can work through this.
No, we can't.
Yeah. Are you not even willing to listen at all? There's plenty of things you've done wrong in this relationship.
You cannot come home.
Fine. Okay. Can I call you tomorrow? Can we talk about this?
At this point, I don't want anything to do with you ever. You're disgusting.
Oh.
With the confrontation behind her, Jennifer strives to understand where her marriage went wrong. Later in the show, Cheaters will inform you regarding further developments. Now, Cheaters presents the former suspect from the Davidson case. The suspect comes forward to clear his mind of the matter.
Identity withheld, age 27. The former suspect walks us through his illicit experiences on Cheaters.
I was more embarrassed than anything because I was like, man, I'm here with my wife, this nothing-ass girl, coming in here with these cameras, putting me out in public. At the time, it was just a big surprise, big shock, a bunch of embarrassment.
You married? You got a mother wife? You got a mother wife?
Watch out.
You married? You married? You married? You married? You married? How about my mother?
Not me.
No, you need to back up.
He's been cheating on this young lady.
I actually did cheat with Nina on my wife, but it wasn't like that. It was just whoop de blam. Do it and it's done. Do it and it's over. I wasn't just in no total relationship with her, like I spent the night or put a ring on her finger, anything like that. She was just Nina, the girl on the side.
Ask him who I am. Who is you?
Whoa, ladies. Come on now, ladies. Whoa.
What's up? I got something.
Ma'am.
I got something.
Ma'am.
Stay right there, ho. Stay right there. Bring your ass right there, ho.
Well, after that night, it's been a whole bunch of chaos. I'm watched her, what you going to the store for, who you on the phone with, what time you coming home, who you leaving with, where you at, steady phone calls, text messaging. It's just a whole bunch of mistrust, misfortune.
You better tell me something.
That ain't nobody.
You better tell me something.
Come on, man, that ain't nobody.
You better tell me something.
Are you serious?
You better tell me.
Are you serious?
Come on. Get off me. You gotta tell me who she is.
Keep your hands off.
That's what you better do.
Don't touch me.
Big game, man. You gotta be fly when you do this here, man.
Oh, some bling, some personal bling.
You ain't got no
Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you.
And 1 year from now, I see myself still with my wife, probably looking to have another child. Still working on my career, bettering myself, my life, staying away from negative behavior, negative females, nothing females, and just bettering my family, looking to live a better life and not being on Cheaters again.
Jennifer Norris has contacted her family lawyer and had divorce papers drawn up. Jennifer says, Brennan did this to me and did it in front of Amber. Jennifer has kicked Brennan out of the house they shared and has limited his contact with their daughter to every other weekend. According to Brennan Norris, Jennifer hurt their marriage by always putting her needs first and always being quick to anger. Norris says, that woman can be a crazy nightmare. You saw her that night. There's only so much of that you can take. Norris doesn't condone what he did, but states the comfort that the companion gave him was what he needed at the time. The couple's young babysitter defends her actions by saying, I love Brennan and I want to be with him forever, just like he promised. The companion's father promptly got on the phone and definitively ended the conversation with Cheaters' producers.
Now remember, if you don't get your programming from Goldstein's, why, we'll both lose money.